Just turn it in.
There's 7 houses.
Okay, yeah, I just went through
Are we 8 now or not?
it.
All right, so we're gonna start our meeting for March for the Redevelopment Commission. It's 4 o'clock. Everybody got a copy of the agenda?
Yep.
The changes to the agenda, I'm gonna add one thing, because Bill just gave me an invoice for some things that he had to buy, so on the logos invoice, I'm also gonna add some for Bill Dickerson.
I'll make a motion to accept the agenda as modified.
We got a second on that? Second, all in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Minutes. Sherry sent out the minutes, I think it was last week. Any comments, changes, corrections, discussions?
Very good job, Sherry, very detailed.
Compliments are good?
Thank you. I just want to know she's appreciated, so she'll continue.
She's been elected to this position.
Oh, there you go. You can't get out of it now.
If there are no changes, corrections, I'll take a motion to approve the minutes.
I'll make a motion.
In a second. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Tip balances I have, they gave those to me, they're so nice about that. We have tip allocation 1, which is the old courthouse, is 200 and, hold on, I'll tell you in a second. 92,940.38 cents. Wapaka is 400,960 or 80. 43 cents. Web wheel, it's $328,226.34. Riverview West, $4,290.06. So that's what we have at this point in time. The web wheel is our only active TIF, as we've discussed in the past. So the rest of them right now, we're sitting to see.
The Wapaka?
I'm sorry,
Yeah.
Wapaka. Thank you.
It's okay.
We don't have to correct the minutes that way. Thank you.
Yeah. Welcome.
Forest content lot sales. Looks like we did have one bit of activity on lot 4. Lot 4 was received back from Philip Fort Wendell, and I have the letter from the attorney and Philip's check to go to him today. I talked to Philip on the phone. He was grateful for what we did. He just says he does not have time to build a home outside of what he already has planned. So, which worked out really, really well, because Ron Smith was in this morning and we resold lot 4.
Great.
So Bill did all the paperwork. Ron gave us a check. So we're going to wash that through. I think Ron is pretty excited about it. It seems to, I think he has plans, I think, we'll see. But I think at least we're keeping up with anything that we've had on the negative side. I'm going to try to reach out to Greg and see what his plans are. I know he was really adamant about building a home, but I just want to double check with him. So I think that's a positive. I know last month at our meeting, we had the discussion on listing these lots, which I did. I guess you all heard about that. Kind of an exciting afternoon. We did with Amanda at Indiana Realty. They listed them for 0. All the realtors that reached out to me, I told them the same thing. We would do exactly the same thing with them. We'll list them with anybody who wants to take them for nothing.
Now, I did want to make a comment about that, because I had a couple of realtors call me, and they said that it was their understanding that once someone lists it, you can't have another person list it, like there's something that'll kick it out. Or
Actually, Mandy Jackson, we had a nice conversation about that. I think now Mandy asked for permission to put them on the Dixon webpage. So I think that MLS, is that right?
maybe the realtor.com or something.
Yes,
I don't
it's
know.
one of those. It's like the Zillow kind of thing. I think
Zillow's like the for sale by owner. So,
or
you know,
whatever. Yeah.
and I don't know if we're on Zillow or not, but if, that might be a better avenue to say, the county can list, because whenever I sold my house before, or I listed my house but for sale by owner, I personally just went on there and listed it, put the pictures, and that way we can say contact any listing agent or contact any agent, realtor that you want, or the RDC, and we can put our information on there, maybe we need to go that route. I don't know.
Well, you know, we got a contract with them for right now. I don't know how long that lasts, because I signed it.
Wait, we have a contract with,
Indiana Realty for 0 listing cost, yes. So whenever that comes out, I think we can have that conversation again. The realtors I talked to, comments were similar to, well, I would want to get paid to list them, and my response is, well, we're not going to do that. So this is why we went the route that we went.
I think the hope is the realtor sells the lot and gets someone to build someone a home. That's the hope, I think.
Yeah, well, and I think from the realtor standpoint, it does give them some publicity. Don't transfer that. But you know what? I look at it from a business standpoint. You know, Amanda was aggressive enough to say, look, I'll do it for nothing from her standpoint, and I guess the community standpoint. Why not?
But it's not exclusive.
No, everybody's buying them from us. We're actually selling them. So all they're doing is putting them out on the MLS. So they're out there.
yeah, I think the problem that realtors are having is that they're listed as the listing agent, which implies to people that they can't be bought, that they have to go through Indiana Realty. And that, I don't think is the intent.
Well, and I talked to Amanda about that, and what's basically what's gonna happen, if she gets a contact on her, she calls us. So that's what's gonna happen, because it's all gotta come to us. Even though she gets a phone call, it all has to come from us. So they are not gonna sell them, we're selling them as a redevelopment.
So let me ask you
They're
this.
just publicizing.
Yeah, they're just publicizing.
Okay, so let me ask you this. Let me clarify. Any realtor can publicize them.
Yes,
Any realtor can put their sign on the lot.
fine with me. Sure. Why, you know, it's the same kind of deal with Jago's had. They got a sign out there. They have them on their website. We pay them nothing.
Their hope is they sell a lot and put a
Their
home.
hope they sell a house. Yeah, there wasn't, you know, they're in the house business. They're not in the real estate business. They want to put houses on there. I don't think they've marketed them very well at this point because we haven't seen any homes come up. My comment to Jago at the time was, why don't you build a spec house? If you build a spec house, you will sell a spec house.
Right.
Okay, well, I don't think they wanted to step that far forward yet from a financial standpoint. Well,
Now they're seeing homes go down.
now you're seeing homes go up, and I think once we see momentum occur, momentum's gonna occur. So, I mean, that's my explanation. I told the same thing to each of the realtors that called me. I mean, we're not taking favors to anybody. Our objective is, our one objective we've always had. We have 27 lots and 27 houses. We're trying, the major objective of the commission, or the county, is to grow Perry County. Whatever that takes from a ethical and a legal standpoint, that's what we've done. And I don't think anybody can say we have not, because we've always been very forward on what we said. We've never hidden a thing.
So there's, just to be on the record, there's no fees associated.
No
If somebody,
fees associated.
if I'm a builder and I want to buy a lot,
No
and
fee.
I buy a lot and I build a house, I don't pay anybody a fee.
Unless you want to.
Unless you want
Yeah.
somebody to sell it for you or
But also,
something, yeah.
the example, if you want to.
If
yeah.
you want to make a contract with somebody to sell it for you,
Correct.
sure.
That is
But
all
there's
on-
no, the county hasn't
Nope.
issued any fees or anybody any
Nope,
authority
no
to
fees.
give fees. Okay,
Yeah,
I just
the
wanna-
fees are gonna be on whoever the person is. So if they
Okay.
wanna
Like
contract
build a
with
spec home,
somebody,
yeah,
they can contract with them.
but they don't have to.
They don't
They
have
could,
to.
yeah, okay. I
And
just
I
wanna
can
make
tell
sure.
you that the house is up there. I'm sure the realtors that have sold those homes for the individual that built them are probably getting a fee. I'm assuming.
Yeah, but that's
don't
not
know
anything
that.
to do with the county.
And
Yeah,
honestly, I don't care.
yeah.
It's not our business.
I hope that everybody that's out there building homes, especially the spec houses, is making money. That was our objective. You know, we're not asking them to do it for free.
No.
What we asked for is if anybody wanted to list them, we were gonna do that for free, or we were gonna do it ourselves.
And we're not charging a fee or there's
We're
no
not
fees.
charging.
Yeah.
In fact, we're almost, you're giving them
And
away.
the listing agent's not charging a fee
Nope.
to anybody.
Nope.
Okay. I just-
Okay, so I have one more question, just because I want to make sure I answer questions correctly and we're all doing it the same.
Correct.
Let's say that, David H. Realty, I was gonna pick on you, Bill, but I'll pick on David. David H. Realty listed, puts on his, website that these lots are available.
Okay,
He can say, contact us for information.
correct.
Okay.
That's correct, because Bill does all the work. Bill Dickerson does doing all the
Okay.
paperwork.
So,
So what'll happen is if somebody contacts David and he says, I want lot 20, David's gonna say, hey, let me call Bill, and he's gonna call Bill, and he's gonna hook those two up, and Bill's gonna do the paperwork. They're gonna write a check to
they
the
don't have
redevelopment
to say
commission for
contact
$15,000.
Indiana Realty.
Nope.
They say contact, they can say,
Yep.
if it's Dixon and Dixon, they can say contact Dixon Realty for information.
That's correct. So they're gonna always contact us, and Bill is gonna take care of it. So that's how it's gonna work, and that's how it has been working. And that's the understanding that when I talked to Amanda, that's exactly what I told her. I think our first text message was probably not worded the best. And we had a conversation right after Tony and I talked, and I went down to see her, and she redid all of that. So I think the initial documentation that she sent out was not very well written, and she admitted that. So we got that worked out, and she resent that to everybody again and re-explained that the lots come from us. If you want my help, you can hire me for whatever percentage she wants, which that's fine, but it's not us. Redevelopment gets nothing out of it. They get nothing from us. So anyway, we solved it getting on the MLS. We got that done, although it created a little bit of havoc, and sometimes even bad news is not always the worst, but bad publicity, as they say in politics, is not always the worst. So we got some information out there. The one thing I did discover, though, in all of this, as we move down into the marketing side, apparently the link to the Perry County webpage is horrible. So we have somebody, whoever does that stuff, we're gonna have to go in and kind of fix that. Because what I was told was they went to the Perry County page to find Forest Canton, and that I didn't look because I don't know, but what I was told was it wasn't very good, or maybe it didn't link.
It wasn't easy to find.
Okay.
I did go on
Maybe
there.
that's what it was. So maybe we,
Yeah,
that's something that maybe we put on our list to get better.
Or find a different
So,
spot for it.
who
Maybe we have an
contact-
RDC.
Who do we contact? Who does
I'll talk to
that?
the auditor.
I don't know the answer to
Yeah,
that.
I can talk to her because
Thank
the
you.
RDC used to have, I think, like they were like a department almost. And so then you could just go to there and then go to anything that we had listed. But right now, I think it's closer to the bottom or somewhere. It was a little more difficult for me to find because I had someone call me and ask me where to find it.
Yeah.
And I said, well, hold on, I can't find it myself. So,
Yeah.
So if you want to fix that, I think that would help.
I'll talk with
And
the
I think
auditor and see
that'll
if we
also
can just
clear
get it.
up a lot of this stuff from the whole.
Well, and it's actually, I want to correct myself, it's not the auditor. She usually works with Ann Island to get what's needed, whether I work with them or Ann Island.
So wherever you gotta go.
Yeah, they'll help me get it.
And if
Somewhere where we
we
can-
need new information, I know Shiraz says he does have pictures that we can use.
We do need to get those. We
So,
need those out there.
Yeah, we still have access to all that information because he's been doing like weekly aerials as it's been kind of developed. The plan is at the tail end of this thing is to have kind of a real fast.
Can he email those or that way?
You'll have to call him now.
Okay.
I do not know.
Well, I
I'm
asked at
assuming the
last
answer is
meeting.
yes, but I don't know.
I asked at the last meeting, he said yes, but I didn't.
Well, John, I'm gonna still talk to Tell City High School. I need to get it cleared with the administration.
Okay.
Shiraz, Kelly both have said they would help. But before we do any of this, I wanna make sure the administration
Yes.
is okay with this and make
And they know
sure
about it,
They know about
that,
it.
and I talked to Brad. You know, he makes sure-
I think from a community standpoint, that was one of the better ideas we've had.
I do too.
You know, let those kids figure some of this out. You know, the worst thing that's gonna happen is we get publicity out of it. The best thing that's gonna happen, these kids are gonna learn something, in real time, learn something.
Well, Friday, I'm going to try to meet with them. I'm
Yeah.
gonna be at Tell City High School, so I'll make it a point to talk to Brad and Chris.
I mean, it's been, I'll grant you, it's been kind of a unique situation. The whole project has been pretty unique, maybe a little weird if you want to use the term. But it seems to be working. I mean, from day one, when the hospital approached us and said, we have land, and we started to brainstorm, it was like, okay, what can we do? You know, I think we've come a long way developing what we've developed with several different commissions.
It's a positive.
And gotten to the point where we're seeing homes and we're actually seeing real potential, real money coming back to the county from property taxes. Or we're getting there anyway.
For two of homes occupied.
2 are occupied now, yeah. The second one, which was Ron's, he just finalized it last week or the week before. Yeah. The 2 occupied. I don't know where the other ones stand. I don't know. Finley, when I talked to him last, he was close. I don't know if he's quite finished or not finished. I don't know the answer.
I've seen them online, they're very nice.
And I think Bill went through Dave Sanders' kind of a walkthrough last week.
Beautiful
Said
home.
it's a beautiful home.
I talked to Dave for about an hour out
And
there.
a lot 12, which is where they just started building, that one was pre-sold. So the couple bought that lot and they are building them for themselves. So that one's already, so technically, I guess 3 or so, David.
3 or
Texas. Yes, I believe that's where they're from, yes. So, Bill, you follow up with us next month on.
Yes, I will. Friday, I'm hoping to have a little more information.
So there we are.
And so I just have one more question on those lots. So we did not approve streetlights out there that we would pay for. It will be up to the homeowners to do that, correct?
So,
Yeah,
the story of the streetlights, because I got that call last week.
Oh, okay.
You probably apparently did too.
Yeah.
The story of the streetlights where we discussed it and we discussed it and we discussed it some more.
Mhm.
And the problem we were running into was we were willing to do them, but it boiled down to who's gonna pay the power bill, right? Is that right, Tony?
That's right. We don't have a meter out.
We don't have a meter, and we were gonna put a sign with the light on it. And what we concluded was, since we don't have a budget, we can't pay for electricity. And REC had to have payment, because we talked about even prepaying, paying for like 5 years. That way, by the time then it would go to the homeowners, and REC's like, we don't want that arrangement. So we just said, okay, we're just not gonna put them out there.
And
So,
the homeowners.
I would say never say never. I mean, we kind of had a plan for them. Kenny's got a drawing for them. We got all that done. But we just couldn't figure out how to make it work within the constraints of how we have to function as an organization.
I don't know how we create an income stream for eternity.
No, I think it's fine. I mean, especially, Kenny's got a drawing for them, and if the homeowners want to do that, they can come together as a group and decide to do that.
And REC said they put them on their
And that's
billing,
great.
but we didn't have anything to bill to, so.
You're not
And then-
talking a couple lots, 3, 4.
Yeah, there wasn't that
That's
many.
great.
But so that's why we thought with the idea of pre-billing, just let us pay you whatever you think it's gonna be for the next 5 years. We think we'll have things pretty well built out, and we transition to the homeowners, and they're like, yeah, we don't want to do that.
And
Which I don't blame them.
I think it's fine. I don't
really don't
either.
blame
I think it's fine.
I got that call too.
I just want to make sure that
Yeah.
we're all,
I was
we
wondering who
all
else got
have
the
an
call.
answer and we can all say the same thing.
Yeah.
would it have to be
I think
So-
it's fine.
So being around this long enough, I think we have the story because we were involved in a lot of
They
it.
may not even work right.
They might not. That's right. So we leave it up to them.
Yep. So anything else on marketing and all that good? You good down there, Kelly? Everything good?
I think so, yeah. I just wanted to clarify a few of
Yeah.
those things that people were asking me, so.
I actually had a day's worth of phone calls, so it was pretty entertaining.
I mean, I understand what, they were asking me, so.
I do see, and I'll give a shout out to Mandy.
They're all taxpayers, they're all.
Mandy was very helpful as she explained all this to me and how it worked, and she was very nice about it. So I did learn a lot through the process, I will tell you that, and I do appreciate that. Because I'm not a realtor, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know what I don't know. So, grass mowing, I did get 5 different bids for grass mowing. And they range from $350 on the low end to $650 per mowing on the high end. And we've been mowing it twice a month. And talking to the mower that did it last year, which was Dooley's, he said that's adequate. He said he can stay on top of it twice a month. I told him that was fine because that's what we're going to do anyway. So, and actually Dooley's came in the lowest with the $350. So it's about $700 a month is what we're paying. And then it's the tail end of the year, I contact him to let him know how the grass is doing so we can shut it off as soon as we can.
And they just mow, they don't weed eat or,
They do weed eat.
Oh,
Yeah,
they do?
Dooley, I will tell you, I'll give him a shout out.
I didn't know.
He did the banks coming in, which I didn't really ask him to do that, but he did. And he did weed eat. So like there's not a lot to weed eat, but there was some, and he got it cleaned up really well after the initial.
Gotta knock that Johnson right there.
Yeah, we were out there trying to hack through that stuff, and I thought it always looked nice during the summer. Now, his only challenge this year is Bill did put up new signs. I'm gonna tell him not to run those over.
Well,
Well, and that's the other thing
I'm
with
gonna
the,
try to spray around those, so he doesn't have to weed eat around it.
Good.
And, you know, the signs do, we got them lower to the ground. You know, the last ones, they would stand up, which is more susceptible to wind damage, so we put these things. And if you look out there, they're all up now, so hopefully.
They did do a nice job, and I'm assuming he's going to do it again also.
So I would like to make a motion that we hire Billy to fix the set of roads, but
Any motion? Any further conversation? Second? I'll second. All in favor, signify by saying aye. Opposed, no.
I,
One other thing, the dry pond,
Yes.
or do we need to, I know we've already cleared that motion. How are we gonna take care of the dry pond?
Inside of it, we have never done a thing. Eventually, we're probably gonna have to do that on a piecemeal, I think, if we get trees and stuff
Is it-
thrown in. we're-
Is it the dry pond there just for this construction? That's a
Um,
Kenny Simpson question.
The answer to your question is a yes and no, because I asked that question. And my understanding is until this thing is all done, we won't be able, we're gonna have to maintain it. Because the way that drainage is set up, all that water drains into that, and it has to be held so it doesn't wash through the ditch. So my guess is, Tony, that's gonna be there. So eventually, you're right, Bill, we're gonna probably have to go hire somebody to go in and specifically just do that.
On the
He's
upper-
done, he kind of does around it, but down in it,
Yeah, that's
it's quite a bit more manual unless it's really dry. You can mow into it if it's really dry. I wouldn't. Yeah. It doesn't hold a lot of water though. What it does is it catches and drains. We really don't have any water issues out this far as I know. I've never noticed any.
Washouts and stuff.
Yeah, we've got grass now, so we haven't had any, I shouldn't say, this correspondence from the state, so that must be doing okay, because he would have been through to check. Kenny is still doing some maintaining, which he has to do through the environmental stuff to make sure water and all that kind of stuff. So he's still doing that. He's not billing us anymore for it, but he's still doing it for us. So, the only last thing we'll ever have to do out there is we have to put the last foot of asphalt on at some point in time, but that's gonna be probably, if it's 26, I'll be surprised, hopefully it's 26, maybe 27, so.
maybe we can get whenever the county bids there, so we can get them together and.
Yeah,
hopefully
because
get a better
it's a
deal.
county road now.
Yeah.
They've accepted it. From what I understand, they've accepted it.
Probably so.
So.
I do have a quick question about the signs. I know he was talking about, he was gonna spray around the signs and stuff. So I did have a couple realtors talk about the signs, and can we put our sign out there, and where do we put it? Or can we put them on the lots, or do you put it right when you come in by the main sign, or how do we want to address that? Because you don't want 10 or 20 signs.
No, I would say
on
here, the
lot.
best place to put the signs is as you're coming in the county road.
Okay, where that main Forest Canton,
Yeah, bring a hammer,
okay.
because it's not easy, you
So
won't.
any realtor can put their
You
sign.
will not just push a sign in, I'm just gonna tell you.
Okay.
I think that's the best place.
And not on the individual lots unless, of course, you have a house
Unless they
that's
have,
for
unless they
sale.
have one for sale, correct, I agree.
Yeah.
Okay, that way, I just thought of it whenever you were talking about, you were spraying around it. We don't want somebody mowing to have
No,
5
no,
or
no,
6
no,
signs in
But
every.
when the realtor sign goes up, the house.
Yes.
So the lot sign will be down, so.
That's true, yeah, but they can put one up in the beginning where you pull in like
Right.
Jago has or
And
whoever.
that's where Amanda's got hers right now.
Okay,
And
a
that,
couple of them asked me, so,
I think that's the best place.
Okay.
I think that's the best place.
that map box, I have updated, I'm putting everything in page detectors.
Okay.
Because a little water gets in somehow, but it was, quite a few ants out there, so. I put some, ant farms out there, so hopefully, and then the sign, that's what, those little decals, kept trying to figure out how not to get it to wash off. Because, when they come in, they're gonna be able to see which lots are available. But I'm gonna put these little sold stickers, like you put on a mailbox.
Mhm.
And hopefully that won't wash off like the other things. So that should be up to date within, let's say, perfect.
All right, so RDC planning for Perry County, I don't really have a whole lot. I was kind of hoping to hear from, was it RL? What is it?
RJL.
RJL.
Yeah.
And
I
I
would
guess,
assume that they're gonna be.
I'm assuming we're gonna get, we should get a contact, I'm assuming
Yeah.
to see what role, because we've always worked at the discretion of, in the past, it's been PCDC, and I'm assuming, I don't know this. So I'm hoping that we get a contact and,
I can see
figure
if we
out
can
what
get
they're
them
asking.
to reach out to you.
Yes, yeah, we need to figure out what we need to do, and if nothing, I mean, we're really not technically a planning organization, but we've become one.
Mhm.
You know, so, and I think it's important that we have one personally, because I think we will lose momentum if we do not.
And I like the direction it's been going and the things you guys have been doing. I'm new here, so it's not me.
Well, it's changed a lot since I started and Tony started.
Mhm. I watched it before, so yeah. I was,
Before we even had taped it, it changed a lot.
Yeah.
So I have two bills. I have one for logos, which I thought we were gonna have last month, which we did not get. It's for $496.48, and that's for all the signage that Bill's been working on for some time. And then I have one from Bill for his stickers and stuff for $48.04. We need a motion to approve those.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
I will get those turned in. And that's all I have for the moment.
I'll make a motion to adjourn. Yeah.
We have a motion.
Second?
All in favor? All
Aye.
right, folks, this is the last one for us. Thank you all.
Thank you.
And I'll get a hold,
I will.
I will call all